conclude anaona umzee akona majini ya uchafu. Ipendi usafi.
So unasema kuna jini inaiba socks. Kuna jini hapo. So unasema kuna jini inaiba socks. Hivyo ndio umeamua.
Anapenda socks chafu.
Hello, good people. How are you doing? Karibuni sana to Chat Sport. I hope you've had an amazing weekend and looking forward to the weekend because kama kawaida, your weekend starts here. Thursday, we set the vibe just right. Thank you for always tuning in. We have a great. Na ma stories za leo, wacha tu. Mimi naitwa Mwikali Mary, karibuni sana.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from top of the table, baby. I think I should honestly have a sports. You know, like chat sports right here, where we can talk all things sports because manze I feel too fitty. Guys, did you watch the game between Liverpool and Arsenal and Liverpool? I'm sure you guys didn't even see Salah play, and I have a reason why you didn't see Salah play that much. Do you know why? You didn't see him until it was basically time to be subbed. Ndio nilikuwa zile za Salah has been playing. That's because he was pocketed deep in the pockets of our very own Tomiyasu. And then Martinelli did the thing. Did you guys see? Martinelli alimake Trent akaka nani Maguire. Kataeni. That man. I say, Cheki, top of the table, baby. And we're already we have less than a week before Ballon d'Or. Do you guys know the short list? Do you have a favorite? Do you even know who is probably going to take it? For me, let me put my money where my mouth is. Ndaikula hiyo pesa. Mimi nimeshasema ni Benzema. Tumpatie. Karibuni sana. My name is Nana Oiti.
Hello, people of the internet. I missed that entire conversation. I think I did it on purpose.
Of course.
I don't hear about
Arsenal
and Liverpool and all of those things. So, if you are like me and you tuned out when football was being talked about, karibuni sana. Hi, welcome to the show. As usual, As usual, we have a fantastic show lined up for you guys. Stories za leo ni Mauro. I mean, you guys know what has been going on the interwebs, yeah? You guys know what has been going on, so we are here to keep you updated and entertained. And please remember our WhatsApp line is 111 Send us your feedback, send us your questions, send us your comments. Kile tu unataka kututumia, tutumie tu, tutasoma. Sawa? Usiogope. And of course, don't forget to interact with us on our social media handles, Tuco-Kenya on Facebook and Twitter, and Tuco-Ke on Instagram. I am Joyce Maina.
Hey! Hi, Joyce.
Hi.
Wow,
you can call me Halle Berry.
Baby.
You can call me Halle Berry.
Salamu zao huko.
Wacha nikwambie. Tulishazoea.
You can call me Halle Berry.
Yeah, I will definitely. We are just going to ignore her.
Tulishazoea number one wenu. Soea hii sauti.
Have you seen Halle Berry of late? She
looks
like, you know,
I know.
She's like so hot for
she doesn't
That
get
is
old,
so
though.
true. Are you going to join me?
I'm going to join, but yeah, she doesn't. Because I can talk football from the beginning to the end, especially because we are top of the table, baby. Lakini Benzema anachukua Ballon d'Or wase. Benzema anachukua. Wewe unafikiria nani mwingine?
Mimi niko kwa Halle Berry.
Tupige story nyingine.
Niwapigie story nyingine.
Guys.
Lakini wewe unafikiria we've not beaten Liverpool since 2015. You expect me not to celebrate? I will celebrate. Tumewapiga na tutawapiga,
lakini niulize na unajua hatujawahi argue na wewe hapa. Tushakubali uko on top of the table.
Mkubalingi.
Sisi tumeshakubali.
Bobby leo ndo ameniambia yenyewe yake nyinyi ndio mlisacrifice queen. Ndio tuko number 1 na ni sawa tu, we will take that. Zoeni sauti yetu.
We, haya, watu wa Manchester bwana asifiwe sana.
Ai, please, which one?
Si wewe, mimi nimekuinterrupt, niko hot.
Lakini Manchester pia wanajaribu. Wacha tu niwape credit leo. Wamejaribu kupiga Everton. Yeah, because I think when Arsenal plays, I think when Arsenal plays, it's basically Arsenal versus the world, and yet we win. top of the table, baby. And of course, you guys love stories.
Yes.
You guys love stories. And well, apart from football, we can serve much more than that. But also, football is number one. It's time for pop sport.
So on Pop Sport, I have the very first story today, and the story today is around Omosh. Omosh, we all know him from Tahiti High, and after Tahiti High, he disappeared for a bit, then resurfaced, and there were concerns about he didn't have a place to live, he didn't have, income and stuff like that, and people came together, they changad, a house was built for him, and like we wished him well and all of that. And a few months, I think maybe a year later or thereabouts, he's just resurfacing that he is suffering from depression, and many celebrities have come in to just chime into this conversation, and one among them is Akode, who says, Omosh, pole kwa yote unayopitia hauko peke yako ndugu yangu. 80% of Kenyans are going through worse situations that they don't even know, including mental illness. Omosh, do you know 70% of Kenyans can survive on their monthly salaries? People are just putting their heads on top of the water. Wasizame. At least you know you are depressed. Omosh, what is depressing you? So we start by addressing it. Unaona ni vipi tunaweza kukusaidia? Ni wewe utuambie. Hii story yako tumalize, tuendelee na maisha ingine. Guys, what's Omosh's problem? I come in peace. And that was Akode's post concerning the issue ya Omosh. And people just came in. Wengine wanamkejeli, wengine wanasema kabisa wache kusema. Wengine walisema, badala kuuliza shida ni gani, tuma kakitu. Tumia Omosh kakiru Akode uko nako. So I don't know what you guys think about this whole conversation with Omosh.
Anataka camera, 2 lights to Willy.
He said
that. That's what he said the last time.
Said.
And still, he has not managed to sort his life. He's been given a house. He's been given sai sijui bibi ameenda. As in, I feel like kusema tu kweli tuko na mashida sisi wote pia. Like I always feel like we are struggling with something. Everyone in this, hata president wetu. So just because you've hit a small bump or maybe a rumble strip, that shouldn't stop you from, wanting to go ahead with your journey. And haifai kukuwa shida ya sisi kila saa uko na shida. Because me na feel the first time ulisaidiwa manze, ya pili hiyo saa ni mazoea.
Yeah. I mean, I just feel like as someone who has come from a family of alcoholics, the only way to help an alcoholic is to let them hit rock bottom. If you keep helping them every other time that they ask for money and they clearly do not want to help themselves. Si alilipiwa aende rehab. Saa ametoka anaomba pesa tena. Like he needs to accept that first of all, he is an alcoholic. Like that is the problem that he is facing right now. And unfortunately, the only way to help an alcoholic is to help them hit rock bottom. Because once they get there by themselves, they have no other choice but to pull themselves out. Hii story ya kuwapatia pesa all the time, you'll just end up spending all of your money on someone who doesn't want any help. It might sound harsh, but again, I come from a background of alcoholic uncles and those relatives who are always asking for money.
Yeah.
If you keep giving them money, they will not change. You just have to let them suffer by themselves so that they can help themselves.
But has he come out to say exactly what he wants this time? Oh, he's just saying.
Yeah, he said he wants a tripod.
Alijoingewa
nyumba surely.
That's true. And that's way above most of us.
Hata watu wa Nairobi watu tunalipa rent jamani.
Nyumba bado manzi. Bado napambana na rent. You know
I'm
what I
telling
mean?
you, like his problem is alcohol. He's an alcoholic and he needs help. Or he needs to be willing to help himself. Juwezi toka rehab alafu the first thing ukitoka rehab unaomba watu kamera na tripod surely. What were you doing in rehab then? Do you know how expensive rehab is? No man, like that guy needs to hit rock bottom so that he can help himself.
He needs to mature up, to be honest. And for once be accountable. You know your problem. Imagine mtu juanga hata kama utajifanya useme and then create probably notions to support your bad habits. You always know where the problem is, and if especially it's because of drug and alcohol abuse.
Exactly.
My God, sijui kwa nini tunaongea was it Jalango who started this thing and wakamsaidia? Jalas alituita tukaitika mwitiko.
Tukaita mwito. And then I think after a few, I think weeks, months after Mishama was kujengewa, he had a story, attitude, something.
No.
You know, so I don't know if people create these stories around him, Amani Ukweli, because I'm really concerned. He was really talented.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe back then we were not able to see this side because he could fund the habit, because he was earning, and now he's not able to
do that.
But you know, alcoholics never want to admit they have a problem. They can stop anytime they want. It's not crippling. No. You know, like, I can help myself. Then why are you not helping yourself? You know what I mean?
Easy habits, like any pia tunajipea. You know, like you think it's fun and games
until it's too late.
One bottle, two. I'm not saying don't drink, but responsibly. As in, if it gets to a point where you can no longer control yourself, then you're slowly getting into that pit that you probably will not be able to take yourself out. So just, you know, like,
it's
if
an
you
addiction
can't control it's an addiction. Manze, watu tuko na shida mingi nyumbani, kuna watu wako na wagonjwa huku wanataka kusaidiwa. There are people who are suffering from a sickle cell anemia. And yet constantly they have to be in hospital. And wako tu hapa wana need hii help. Wewe ni help ya kitu yenye unajipeleka wewe mwenyewe, unajiendea hivi, unaitisha pombe.
You know, do you know how many stories we've heard of people even stealing from their parents so they can fund their drug and alcohol?
Some even kill them because they can't wanakata support anymore.
You know,
money, they just
me, I even had a relative who threatened to burn down the father's shop until he gets money. Now it's an alcoholism problem. Budake alimcut off. He threatened to burn down the shop ndio apatiwe pesa ya kukunywa. As in, at some point, you have to be willing to help yourself. That's all I can tell you. Because otherwise, nothing will change.
All right, let me take you guys all the way to Omeru. And it's been reported that 11 people died in a road carnage, and over 27 people were injured. And it's a story about a bus that was going to Meru. That's over the weekend. And you know, Meru kulikuwa na function fulani, concert ya artist fulani yako na jicho moja hivi, and people were going si anafunikanga wengine. So Pirate, you guys went to see Pirate because I saw videos of you guys dancing. So they've been reported that a very bad accident, guys died. And it's been actually, kuna mtu anasema hapo pombe zilipatikana mingi sana kwa basi. So and it was a lot of young people in the bus. So watu wana assume they were headed to that concert. So as the bus was trying to overtake, then it got head-on collision with another matatu. And that's how the accident happened. So of course, our condolences to the families that have lost their loved ones, and of course quick recovery to those that are sustained injuries.
Sherehe si a must, man. Sherehe si a must.
Was it confirmed that it was
no, guys said most of them were like young people. Yeah, it was like a party
and there
bus.
Was alcohol in the bus.
Yeah, and there was lots of alcohol in the bus. I don't know if I don't want to insinuate anything, but tujichunge tu. And then places like Meru. Have you guys been to Meru before? That's a place you don't. It's your first time. Uwezi kimbia. Hiyo ni place iko. Like, you have to take your time. Exactly. And that's one of the known black spots. So at least let's drive more carefully.
Yeah, and obviously don't involve alcohol in the driving, because if alcohol was found in that bus, I don't make any assumptions. Was the driver? Did the driver survive?
Not sure, but I don't think so. Oh, did he survive? He didn't survive.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, guys, children, young ones, just be careful. I know when we're young, we feel like it's the end of the world if we don't go to a certain sherehe, or if we're not where everyone else is. But it's not worth your life, guys. We just need to be more careful. I hope the rest of you take this as a cautionary tale. Obviously, it's very sad for the parents who've lost their children at such a young age when their life was just beginning. Yeah. So let's just be careful, guys. That's all I can say. All right, let me take you to our next story, which is about our new let me find nice words. Lambu anakuanga mkali. Anyway, so Vera Sidika has a new song. And as we speculated, I'm sure the netizens, most netizens had speculated that her whole story about her reducing her butt implants, they saw it as clout as she waits to release her new song, which she has, and it is called Popstar, and she attempts to sing, and she also raps, and people have mixed reviews about the song. So for those of you who have heard it, what do you guys think? That was nice, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You
I did
tried.
well. I did
You
well.
really
Okay.
did try.
Okay.
So I watched the song. So I think I had seen people talking about, I think it was trending. She was trending at number 1 on Twitter.
Yeah.
And then it was just about her bat. You know, okay, bamba mimeenda, okay, sawa. So, and then I think 1 day or 2 days later,
Wimbo. Okay.
tukaekewa video yake
Akohosi.
akohosi.
Okay.
You know, like
Yeah.
walking in, amewekwa kwa kitanda, there are things, well, we don't see their face, but you see the bum,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
In that one. So,
Mhm.
and it's on her page. She's insinuating that she's going to post the
Amezitoa.
procedure. And then, mimi sijui nilipitwa wapi kwa sababu sasa sikuwa Twitter tena.
Hata uko najua wimbo ilitoka.
Ndio niko ngojeni. By the time I went to the page,
Yeah.
akona 221,000 views.
Kwa wimbo.
So niliwatch yote.
And
Vera Venevedivishi.
that's all you can say.
Yeah, but the nini iko na color.
Tuseme anakaa tu sawa. Anakaa fiti.
Lakini the bum is still there.
Yeah. Ako sawa.
Outfits iko fiti.
Nguo kali.
Makeup kali.
Kali, wewe manini, Chanel.
Location kali.
Very good location. Lakini
Vera.
amerap Vera.
Nimejiuliza tu lakini ama kuna talents zo kuja baadaye. Azin kuna talents tu ujuangi ilikuwa
wewe, lakini ukiangalia tukue tu wa honest. Ulisikiangalia wimbo yake ya kwanza? Kulikuwa na wimbo ingine.
Kuna ingine.
Sasa niliclick the wrong song.
Okay.
So nikashanga, okay. Wow. It will take a long time. And then nikaangalia nikaona
Hiyo
3 years. Nikarudi, nikaenda nikatafuta sasa ya surgery.
So unasema kuna improvement.
So kuna major improvement.
Kwani si hata wewe umeimprove 3 years
Ndio nasema tu as in
so kwa hivyo unaweza kuwa na talent uijue later alafu uitengeneze
akiendelea hivi, I'm sure hata nini
atafika number 1
3 years kabla wimbo ingine.
Have you guys seen the
okay,
memes
so tuna expect collabo yake na Brown Mauzo soon.
So I think
na Diana B.
Hiyo ni possibility, ni heavy.
It's a possibility.
I think it is a possibility. I mean,
na Diana B. Unaona hizo memes watu wamekuwa kieka za Diana B na Vera Sidika exchanging notes on music.
Mimi nimehata.
Just go look for them.
Mimi nimehata.
This is the year I turn a new leaf, guys. I'm trying to be nice. So I'm not, just go look at the memes for yourself.
Mimi nataka kuwa so.
Lakini acha nikwambie.
Tuambie kabla
mtabebwa kwanza. Wakenya sisi tutabebwa ufala mpaka ile siku mtajua mind your business.
Men,
mulikuwa huko mkiongea balloon sijui nini.
Hapa
hakuna kitu. Hate kwendeni huko. Ona sasa by the way cheki, by the way 10-0 hapo kwa Kiki. Vera 10-0. Uko na 10.
Acha nikwambie mtu anakubaliana.
Hakuna goal.
Mwenye anakubaliana na wewe anaitwa Eric Omondi. Eric alienda pale Instagram akaandika akisema I don't care what you think about Vera Sidika. All I know is that najaribu kuisoma kama yeye.
Okay.
All I know is that she got us all talking, interested, and got all of our attention. Period. This is what Nigerians and Tanzanians have, our attention. And then she dropped a hot music video, Fire Flames. Better than 98% of what Kenyan artists produce. That is showbiz right there. Alafu, the fact that she had the space to do it simply means watu wamelala for.
Mi kwanza
especially Kenyan female artists.
Amesema uwi alafu.
Machozi. Emoji monkey. Queen Boset. Kudos.
Kwa hivyo anasema kiki ni showbiz na showbiz ni kiki. Like kama una kiki by the way ufanye mziki.
Anasema kama unafanya mziki ili ufanye showbiz hauna
hakuna kitu unadu.
Kwa sababu sasa hao watu wa Nigeria na nini? Ngoja.
Ruga akona nikuulize Ruga akona showbiz gani?
Akona showbiz.
Ruga akona macho moja.
Hiyo ndio showbiz, Pirate of the Caribbean of the Lagos.
Okay, nimewacha.
No,
okay, sawa.
Sakodi. Tuachane na Eric. Eric anatafuta attention tu.
Alisema tupatane parliament. So nangojea afike parliament nisikie.
Mimi nashanganga lakini kwa nini ana push muziki asipush comedy? As in
yeye ashafika king.
King wa?
Oh, king of comedy.
Ama ni president.
So amefika mwisho. He's looking for something else to do.
Okay.
He's looking for new seas to conquer.
Mimi niko na story next.
Okay.
Tuambie.
Sawa. So story yangu ni politicians wa hii country wanaingililiwa ama wanaambiwa maneno makali maukwelu na DJ Kalonji. Sawa. So Kalonji alienda pale kwa mtandao akaandika oya wacha ni kwa DJ Bash lakini hapo kufanya poa lakini
sawa. Akifanya fiti wala.
Akasema ni kwa DJ Bash Kenya kidogo leo. Hawa wajeshi walikuwa na chance ya kucontrol but wakachoma. Jagwa na Sonko bure kabisa. And he continues to say politicians who had their chance to help the community but they did not. Jagwa Kenya and Mike Sonko mafala. I reached out when my studio was took over by Somali cartel. Mulinizungusha too. My dad died with depression because his office was brought down within a day. I single-handedly brought my empire up again from scratch. Mungu ni nani? Nabado and they will Nabado and they will government they still ate government money. I know Amo Sakaja and I think Louis MCA will come through. Maybe Jalas will also help seeing I came through for his events. See life now, but justice will prevail. Now, hey, you are locals. Do we sawa akaandika. Boniface Mwangi, sisi ni wako forever. Even Rilisha. So that was Kalonje's post. And then akapewa jibu na Mike Sonko. DJ Kalonje, take your useless blackmail to where? Hey.
Sonko pia ajui nini?
To hell. I've checked my Instagram inbox and you didn't reach out to me. Usaidiwe na politicians kwani we ni slay queen. Na kama umekuwa
the words.
Aende Red Cross. Si lazima nikusaidie ma feelings zako na upeleke madem, peleka mbali na mimi. As in
you can't even use the words that is in it. Lakini sasa na expect Mike Sonko amsaidie na Mike Sonko ameko influencer.
So Mike Sonko atasaidia nani? What Kalonji is doing is just calling out. I asked you guys to help me during this period and you didn't help me. So I don't think he's asking for help now.
Okay. He was wacha tu nikue the devil's advocate hapa. Alikuwa anauliza help from Sonko na nani kwa nini? Why them?
Sijui probably Jagwa ada
sijuni my youth them
ni wa yange
lakini
but even when they even
mwingine studio sijui mali ilikuwa
no but si wakiingia hizo viti walikuwa nasema I will help my fellow nini youth. I will help my fellow
I understand
musicians.
Why he would ask Jagwa to sort of help, but you see he's also fighting cartels. So anaona ni kama akienda kwa wase they'll probably help.
Someone who's in a position to help.
To help because probably mali alikuwa hangeweza kujisaidia.
Lakini nikuulize saa ingine mimi na feel tuna expect too much from other people. Like how walisaidiwa na nani? Like I think there's a chain of the right people that he should have contacted, not generally Sonko or like hapa hii studio iko wapi? Nani MCA wa hapo? Nani like na feel kuna another procedure, not this one. There's a hierarchy that comes.
Probably go to the police station, which I think maybe he did.
Na kaona saidiki so
Jo ana feel probably Jagwa ni mtu he's probably even cross path paths with.
Paths to-
Because
yeah.
this is Kalonje we're talking about. This guy has been speeding decks since I was in high school.
Bro, I love Kalonje.
So probably
lakini
ni
nafeel-
mtu amepatana naye
Yeah.
na they've had a conversation and ambia don't worry, me I can help
Sasa
you
mbona
where I
anawatusi
can.
na labda wakumwambia watakusaidia. You know, like,
Anawa call out tu.
Anawakola,
Anawa call out
atawatukana
tu.
by the way, amesema tu amewatukana.
kwendeni na huko sijui nini. Come on.
Lakini mbona tuongelele reply ya Sonko?
Hiyo hata Sonko amekuwa influencer. I don't expect that man to help anyone.
Enyewe sasa una expect
Huo msee ni
from
influencer.
Sonko, to be honest.
Huo msee hizi saidia mtu.
Okay, mi hata not usiseme influencer kwani si atusaidia nani?
wewe
Tunasaidia
unasema nini kutuhusu?
aje but
Tunakuanga na outreach, unajua, but nani amekuwa full blown influencer? Sonko, you know? So
Yeah.
I don't know if he's in a position to help, but if you are, look out for these young people who you will need. But time ya campaign watapigia akina nani? Si akina DJ, ma artists, manini. Those are the people you should be helping.
Yeah.
Because when you're campaigning, those are the people you look for to go and spread the word about
the reach
your
ya
campaign.
Kalonje
Yeah.
ni mingi kuliko ya
Exactly.
pengine, I don't know who.
Someone else that they would probably call. Your story are us not sticking together first as the youth, second as creatives, and it's just haribuing everything that is going on with us. Where we can stick together, let's stick together.
but
If we
uzuri
can help each
amesema-
other, we help each other.
amesema Boni akona yes.
Yes,
Boni
unaona,
anatusaidia.
And I hope Jalas will do something kwa sababu
Yeah.
come through kwa events za Jalas.
Exactly. Yeah.
But unaona sasa hiyo ndio shida. Hiyo sasa ndio shida. Unafanya kitu sio siku wewe ulilambishwa. Ulilambishwa huku kuja free. So si expect something.
Siku expect we need to stick together. If me I'm going to reach out to another influencer to help me with something,
Then I
and
also
in
should.
return,
But just
we
imagine
should
how many
help.
people want help from these people. As in, just think
I
about
get that,
it.
but I'm saying as the people that they are, we should stick together. The way the three of us, we stick together in
Yeah.
things. Even as creatives, even as the youth, even as we should stick together. See, say me, you should help me because I've helped you.
Yeah.
But let's stick together. No. Let's not be like, oh, by the sina nini pesa ya rent, nipatie pesa rent. No, that's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
If you're in a position where you're trying to reach out to the youth and you know DJ Kalonje has the reach and you call him and he comes, hata kama unamlipa. When things are turned around, let's stick together. Juu story ya us staying apart and trying to pull each other down, that is what is ruining everything. And if you come to me with a promise of like, I will help the youth, not just me, I will help the youth. If any other youth reaches out to you,
Then
do
you
something.
promise.
Yeah.
Sawa basi, we agree to disagree here on Chatspot. Mimi I'm of the opinion that if you come to me and you have a problem, come expecting a 50-50 chance, not like 100 or 80. Wajua inaweza ama ikose, because pia mimi niko na shida zangu. Sawa? Guys, we gotta move to the next segment of the show. It's time for Life Spot.
On Life Sports today, we're talking about how to deal with financial abuse in marriage. You know, women being denied access to bank accounts, permission to work, or empower themselves financially. 2022.
Bro, these things are still happening, man. You'd be
My
surprised.
God.
These things are still happening. But also, again, I believe it also starts, it begins with your background. Because if you were raised, someone told me like 80% of women end up being what their mothers are. So if your mother was a housewife, 80% you'll probably want to end up being a housewife. If your mom was a career woman, 80% you'll probably end up being a career woman. So it's up to us as future mothers, as mothers, to empower our girls to fend for themselves, you know? Because this whole thing about like, oh, you know, I am an independent woman because I pay my own bills and I do that's normal. Like, it should be normal to be an independent. It's not you should stand out because you pay your own bills and you pay your own rent and you can buy your own car. It should be normal. It's great to be independent, but it should be normal for every woman to be able to do that for themselves. Because me, I always say, I'm very grateful that I came from a background where my mom always told me, you go look for your own money, you go build your own empire, she didn't tell me find a good man to take care of you. No. Because 100%, if she had told me that, that's probably what I'd have been looking for.
That is true, because when you look back to women who never used to work, they depend on the husband for money. And even in that space, it was not enough for them. Ile wanapewa. So akikulea, as the daughter anakwambia, make sure uko na yako, unaeka mahali, unakaficha. And sometimes if they're not able to tell you that, then you end up in places where now you go through the same cycle. A man should provide for me, a man should give me all these things, and then you give them the power to financially abuse you. And then sometimes it's not extreme financial abuse. sometimes it's you're an empowered woman, you know, but you love them so much, it's in the sina kazi saizi, it's siati sinanga, siati mimi sijaona mbele, siati sijaamka, but corona imekam to me, whatever. In that space, probably you won't see it as financial abuse, but it's actually happening in that little tiny space of shauri yako, ama sina, ama anamka anaenda hakuna pesa, na si ati kwa sababu hauwezi jipatia, ni kwa sababu situation saizi hauna. So sometimes it's extreme and sometimes it's not really extreme.
Financial freedom, wanawake, tafuteni tu pesa yenu. Imagine, I
so
know
true.
I don't know, sometimes you get into marriages where even your husband will be like, because there are those marriages where your husband will be like, just raise our kids, mi nitakuwa nalipa kila kitu. But mi kitu mi ujua ni, if your hand is constantly out begging, it's bound to tire the other party. Because ebu imagine, hata mimi mwenyewe saa ingine naambiwa na house girl, like ebu ati sijui nini hakuna, niko like ni yetu, like ni kwa nyumba, nasikia mama jizi hakuna
nakuliwa na stress.
Check inachosha, like inachosha. Now ebu imagine in a marriage setting where you are constantly, the man is, or even the woman is the constant provider. It's so tiring, and especially in the 21st centuries, because our problems are bigger. They are more than za kitambo. Because if I look at the village where I grew up in, hatukuwa tunanunua vitu kama tuseme mahindi, tuseme juu tumemesha mahindi, tuko na tusukuma. But hizi vitu zote saa hii in the town center lazima zinunuliwe. And then ebu imagine bwanako tena miss your job, ama something strange, kama not strange, something as normal as death strikes, and the provider is gone. What now happens? What now happens after this? Because me na feeling marriage ita compound the state ili kupata in. So if wewe ujaitoa utoangi kitu, now you're needed to provide for this family that you've never, by the way, hata ujawai, hata ujuangi mzee wako anatoanga pesa wapi, bora atoe. Ndio unapata mtu ni mwizi kuruka hii Kanairo, anaibanga tu bora akuletee na wewe utakula. Na kuna mtu ameibiwa huko analia, anasema yani simu yangu imeibwa, hiyo simu ilikuwa na 2,000, nilikuwa naenda kulipia mtoto wangu shule. Bro, ameibi, mashida zinakuja zinakupata ushago huko. Mashida zenye wewe ujui zinatoka wapi. So mi na feel as a woman, kama Cardi B ananunulia bwana yake helicopter,
Maze
mimi ukicomfortable aje ukiitisha pesa ya mkate kila siku. Bro, huu ni mdema kona pesa anatafuta every other single day. You know? Ai hapana. Tafuta kakiru yako.
And it's so empowering to like have your own money, bro. I remember when I used to do these my hostessing jobs. Zenye unalipo sijui 1.5 ama 2K ati per day for the weekend, ati Friday to Sunday. I was so proud going to that office to pick my money. My 2,000. I was going there with pride. Nilikuwa najua ni yangu. Hakuna mtu. I didn't have to steal from anyone. I didn't have to lie to anyone. I didn't even have to ask my parents. It was mine. It is very empowering.
Yeah, as someone who's married, and for a long time, of course kuna ile time atuna kakiru sisi wote. Me met King kama hana. Like hana, hata saa ingine tunashare, mimi nampee. Na ananiambia bebe leo kuko leo kubaya. Namwambia leo mimi nimeweka 4,000. Wewe chukua 2.
Tufanye nini sasa?
Mimi nibaki na 2, we sort. You know. But let me tell you, marriage is sweeter when both of you have money. You know, I'll not lie.
Everything is sweeter when both of you have money.
Hata kama kuna shida, at least finances si moja wao. You know, because mashida zitakuwa kwa marriage. But at least umetik out hiyo, unasema okay, finances si shida. Unaona kuna hii shida, kuna hii. At least hiyo itasaidia kitu. Wewe imagine umekosana na mtu na bado lazima umuitishe pesa ya nini, diapers. Ai tutafute pesa wanawake.
Tuachane na slay queen culture.
Hiyo ni kweli. Lakini mmeona kuna nini, stay at home girlfriends. Niliona wewe ni tempting, lakini tusijaribu. When we talk about getting your own financial freedom, imanishi uende ukatengeneze sasa pesa mingi 1 million. It is just being able to step out. kama ni kibanda unauza, kama ni hiyo mtumba unaenda unachukua unajitengeneza, whatever small thing unajifanyia wewe na mikono yako na unaweza ku-earn kama mdem. It puts you at a beautiful space. Very beautiful space. So go out there today and just look, tafuta tu. Najua pengine anakuweka poa, pengine anakupatia everything that you need, lakini anaweza kuanzishia biashara. Si lazima utoke kwa nyumba, unaweza andika mtu kwa hiyo biashara. Pesa, unaweza andika mtu hapo, unapata kitu. Unajua, as much as akupatie pia your freedom yako. Kama hata tufanye kazi, pesa yako inaingia aje on the side.
Exactly.
Tutafute pesa. Mimi nitawaambia tu
Tafuteni tu pesa.
Tafuta, alafu 21st century manze, sisi kama wazazi wetu na mashosho zetu tuna need kusaidia watu wetu. You can't be uko tu home, bwanako ndo anafanya kila kitu ama bibi yako ndo anafanya kila kitu. Ebu imagine hata kwako wewe mwanaume, you're home and your wife is doing everything. Like kuna a type of way utafeel hata kama utaisema. So let's just look for that money. Let's just bring in something and at least let it be genuine money. Usikuwe pesa ti pia pata hizi haraka ainanga baraka. Na hii pesa yenye ujui ilipitia wapi ndio ikufikie, lakini imekufikia bora.
Ndio inaishangaza.
And I remember the last someone in church tulikuwa tunaambiwa always have a plan for your money, because if you don't then it will go to the hands of someone who has a plan for it. So wase just have your money, plan for it, and plan your finances and secure your future right now. Because in the next 20 years you'll not be as vibrant, as energetic as you are. Sisi tunaongea kama 30 year olds. Na 23 tulikuwa na nguvu, my friend.
Tulikuwa na nguvu, man.
Sasa iko bro, you go to the club
and it's already 9 uko job, 8 uko job. Unaenda out the whole night, 8 you at work.
Na sasa unafika hiyo 10
unataka kulala.
Home,
you know, so tafuta tu.
But in the same breath, we need to call out financial abusers, because it's still a form of abuse.
That's true.
It's still a form of abuse, and sometimes unaweza kumetengeneza pesa yako na maybe you've umeingizwa box you have one account, or we're putting in money towards a certain project, and you realize at the end of the day probably pesa yako yote ndio unaweka huko na yeye haweki, ama somehow they are able to manipulate you out of finances. So financial abusers, tafadhali kaini tu chini,
especially those ones who guarantee you that they'll take care of you if you quit your job. Women, do not give up your financial power. Come rain, come sunshine,
don't do it.
Do not do it. And I guarantee you, if you do, you will regret it. I said what I said. Let's move on and try and help you with some of your problems.
Are about to dive into advice spot, but before we do that, now of course you guys have been seeing us talk about Maristops, and most of you think Maristops near to contraceptives. That's not the only service these guys offer. Kuna kitu kama general consultations, kuna vasectomy, kuna male circumcision a child and even adults. There's so many things, there's so many services, Joyo.
Yes, there's also bilateral tubulgation. I have to say that slowly. I am Kikuyu. Maternity, postnatal care, STI screening and treatment, which I think is very important for young people. So make sure you stop by.
We have cervical cancer screening as well. So just make sure you pop in there, especially during this month of October. I'm sure free screening ziko kila mahali. Cervical cancer screening wanafanya huko, kama uko una maternity, family planning. Tunajuanga hiyo sana. So just to insist on that. Na kama unataka follow more on their social media platforms, you can just go ahead and do that. Ask whatever questions that you have there on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, na pia wako TikTok. Handles ziko aje?
Facebook ni Maristops Kenya, on Twitter ni @maristopske, on Instagram ni Maristops Kenya, and then TikTok ni @maristops.ke. Na pia wako na condoms zao baby. Yes, no glove, no love. Young ones, me I'm telling you, there's so many diseases out here, and you can always protect yourself a little. Do not trust this other person just because they look all healthy and glowing at niko sawa, imagine. Do not listen to that. So Lifeguard is one of their products, na ni condom unaweza amini.
Yes, you can
I always say you can trust it. I was like, okay, no.
Lifeguard inaweza kuguard.
It can guard your life.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
So let's go to advice spot, and the first one, kuna mtu anasema, hi girls, my name is Shiko. My husband akona shida moja. I keep on buying him socks after socks. Mwaka ikiisha hakuna hata moja ama kwa pair moja ina lost. Na si ati niko na mboch zinaenda lol. Sasa tujibu. Socks anapoteza. Ananunuliwa either moja ipotee. Sasa sijui kama anamshuku labda anaacha socks mahali
na socks kwa nyumba kwa sababu kama ziko kama anaingia nazo akitoka asubuhi alitoka na socks. Alirudi na kama alirudi na socks. Sasa hapo kwa nyumba ndio kuna kizungumkuti.
Wacha kumnunulia socks ajinunulie.
Lakini alirudi na socks.
Zinaendana hana house girl.
Kazi inashinda zikipotea.
But inakaa na keep tabs ana notice socks haziko.
Wanaanika nguo wapi?
So anaziacha wapi? Guys. By the way mnaanika nguo wapi? Is it a communal roof?
Cheki. Atui breakdown.
Ama maybe wako na umbwa.
Inakulanga. Lakini tutapata nyonginyo imekulwa nusu
at least.
Lakini sasa
lakini umeita
nyonginyo.
Wow.
Nini cheki niko 34 msitako hivi. Umse mimi naona ni kama Shiko anataka kublame umse. Hivyo Shiko ametuandikia anapoteza. Lakini mtu alienda na socks.
Akirudi harudi nazo.
Hii nyumba haina mbochi. Kumaanisha Shiko ndio probably anafua na anaanika. So
nani anaanua?
So I think aaniki.
So nani anaanua basi? Juu akianua zinafaa kwa hapo zote.
Mimi naona aniki atol.
Hii shida.
Juu angekuwa anasema anaibiwa socks kwa line. But inakaa hazianiki, haziko hizi socks. So I think udem hii lol ameandika kwanza zinaenda lol. I think hizi socks hazifiki mtaa. Na nashuku hizi socks.
So mse anaingia na socks moja.
Inakaa.
Shiko's husband. Imagine reach out to us tuambie 111. Ebu
try and help us.
Unarudingi nazo.
Help us help you.
But unajua pia kuna wale machali utoa tu careless. Socks iko moja ilikuja hapa, ingine ilipatikana sijui Kayole.
Lakini ziko mimi nasema tu socks ziko kwa nyumba. Ni watafute tu. Wache
Avai tu mismatch socks basi.
Ama labda anapenda socks.
Mismatch.
Wao unajua kuna juzi kuna best yangu tulikuwa tunapiga story. Akaniambia yeye kuna mdosi mwingine wa huko mahali kwao wanaishi ni mdosi. But huyu msee lazima avae Crocs. Zile viatu zinakwanga raba, amekula vumbi na endeshangi gari na ako na flats kama 3. Hiyo kwao. So yeye akiconclude anaona mzee akona majini ya uchafu. Ipendi usafi.
So unasema kuna jini inaiba socks.
Kuna jini
hapo. So unasema kuna jini inaiba socks. Hiyo ndio umeamua.
Anapenda socks chafu.
Sawa basi.
Ataki zioshwe.
Na wapendwanishe hiyo nyumba upside down. Hizo socks wajue ziko wapi. Haya. Hizi ndio mashida.
Please help us.
Nyonginyo.
Shiko's husband.
Mkituuliza maswali saa zingine kuna penye.
Unataka tukusaidie aje? Do you want us to come to your house and look for the socks?
Labda the next one akona swali.
Okay,
labda tutaelewa kidogo. Juu mimi nasikia confused sana. Ushaona ile cartoon alafu unaona ma question mark na vitu. That's how it's happening right now. You may not see.
So hatuja conclude ni majini inaiba.
Mimi sasa sielewi. Labda ni majini labda wako na jini tu mtu anapenda socks zinanuka. Ama nikwambie kitu? Panya. Panya zile bigi uiba.
Inakulanga ikiacha.
Inaiba.
Hapana.
Inaiba inapeleka.
Inabeba inapeleka kwao. Si wako na mtaa. Unataka kuniambia kwao hakuna family tree hivi? Anapelekea watoto wake pia wakule.
Shiko unaona kile umefanya. Sasa tunachora family tree ya panya.
But sawa, maybe the next one. Acha tuone ni mwana
anasemaje Joyce.
So anasema.
Yeah.
Family tree. Sorry. Hi, my name is Dimo. We have a family friend, a lady for that matter. She lives next door. Yeye hu pop in anytime hata kama siko. Sometimes pia nishai wapata kwa living room na habi yangu wakipiga story. Please ebu niambieni. Tell her to get out. What is she doing?
Ni family friend side yako ama ni family friend side yako?
The fact that ni family friend, si relative.
Okay.
Tell her to get out. Sorry.
Okay. Miacha tu nijiulize swali.
Mimi ninaisoma tena hii swali.
Soma Mwiksi.
Nimo.
Uelewe.
We have a family friend.
Yes.
A lady. Anaishi next door na yupo pin. Kumaanisha anaingianga kama Nimo yuko
ama yuko.
Na hiyo inanga shida sana, lakini hii siku alimpata kwa habi niliyopata living room na habi yangu
akipiga story. If it makes you uncomfortable, say something. Man.
That's true, man. The fact that ametuandikia hapa ina make
I think hata the fact that pia anaandika a lady for that matter.
Exactly.
I think akona shida na hiyo gender. She's not very comfortable and kama ni family friend, I don't know how your trust levels because kuna wale family friend yenyewe unajua ni family friend na kuna lines haziwezi crossiwa as long as the boundaries were communicated. But this right here is a situation where you are uncomfortable with a certain situation. Yes. But since you don't address it, una feel huyu msee anafaa tumia akili asikuje kwako. But kuna watu lazima uwaambie. Hawatawahi read hizo signs. Utatuma. Utupe hizo signs. Hata ukasirike. Na yeye ataiona. So how about umwambie cheki family friend. Yes, wewe ni family friend na unakaa mnapiga iko sawa, lakini I feel like you should be communicating, especially if you're coming to my house. You can't just pop in and you don't even know my plans. Unajua naweza kuwa na family members pia kwa meeting huko na wewe unakuja kufanya nini? Nipigie bana.
Tell me in advance. Like
niambie in advance. Like hi, are you guys in? Can
I
pop
think
in?
Now there's a need to boundaries over here.
Yeah, you just
and this is going to be a bit difficult because you already let them in. So now it's pushing them back out again and saying hapa ndio unafika. It's not going to be easy.
That's true.
But it's needed because unaweza entertain kwa sababu hutaki kumhurt feelings, but nani anaumia? Wewe. So put yourself first in the situation. Hata stop. Na kuna watu wengine wanakuanga malicious. Tusi-ignore, tuseme tu ni family friend. Kuna watu malicious tu.
If sisters are stealing their sisters' husbands.
Yeah.
Ogopa. After the devil, fear women. But anyway, guys, that's all we have for you today. That's all we have for you today on today's show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please remember our WhatsApp line is 111 Send in your feedback, send in your advice for questions, send in your comments. We love to read them. We love to see them, so keep them coming. And also interact with us on our social media handles, Switch TV Kenya on Facebook and Twitter, and Switch TV KE on Instagram. That's it for today. See you next time.
Top of the table, baby. Bye.